Great. Is everybody ready? Okay, I'd like to call to order the Diversity Inclusion Task Force for September 11th, 2024. Can you take the roll, please, Lee?
Starting with the council, Councilmember Ryan is absent, Councilmember Nick Farr is absent, Councilmember Wellner is absent, Vice Mayor and Chair Thier.
Here.
Mayor Fredericks.
Here.
And the at-large members, Howie Awash is
Recording in progress.
presently online, Karen Carrera.
Here.
Ruben Kalra, Nushin Latour.
Here.
And Tina Shopagade.
Here.
Thank you.
Great. So at this time, I will take any items not on the agenda tonight.
I would
Sure, go ahead.
just wanted to report that I spoke to Chief Jean, or rather sent her some questions just to update us on what's going on with the policing. I'm on the policing bias and policing committee of the DITF. So I sent her some questions, and unfortunately it didn't make it on the agenda, but I thought I would just, and hopefully it'll be on the agenda for the next meeting. But just some, I think there's just some issues that I asked about, but I don't know if I can just briefly go into one that's really important. I asked, what is the status of the bias sync training program for the officers? Any comments from
Excuse me?
officers?
So I just wanted to make sure that we don't talk in too much detail about something that's not on the agenda. And in this case, we would need 72-hour notice, and we'd have to have it on the agenda 72 hours in advance with a brief description of what the item is, and it would be described and posted in an accessible location. So a public comment about maybe possibly wanting to get it on the agenda is fine, but too much detail would be, would not
Yeah,
meet the 72-hour
literally
notice.
only gonna just talk about the bias sync training, only because we took so long and we wanted so much for them to have the bias sync training. And she basically said everyone at TPD is receiving the bias sync training, and the training will be ongoing and will continue indefinitely. And she said officers, I asked her, what do the officers think about it? And they said that they appreciate the online training. And then I asked her, is there something you can share? Do you think any of the officers hold any biases that will need to be addressed? And she'd said, I do not think, nor have I witnessed any officers displaying biases toward any individuals that would need to be addressed. On the side note, not one citizen complaint has been filed against my officers in 2024. So that's the only one but there are others which I won't go into, but which will hopefully will go on the agenda for the next meeting, because somehow it didn't make it onto the agenda, even though it was in the August. It was supposed to be, it was on the August agenda, but it didn't get carried over to this month. So that's all. But, I'm going to continue to try to get every month, or as much as I can, just get an update from the chief so that we can have this hopefully always on the agenda. Just because I think that's why we were formed, one of the reasons the DITF was formed. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you. I think Al,
Yeah.
Fredericks is next.
This is just not on the agenda. It's just a question for the attorney and the staff. I wonder if in the future, to avoid a conundrum like this, we could have on the agenda something that just simply says reports, the way we do on the council. And then it'll just be open for reports like this it'll be an official part of the agenda without having to announce ahead of time what the report is.
I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, it's public
Is it
comment, so we don't go back and
Okay,
forth.
sorry.
We don't go back and forth. That is, and what else? Go on.
That's it. I just
Okay.
wanted to ask the staff to consider that, and Karen may
We'll talk
have.
about it.
Talk to the staff.
Yeah, I think our attorney will get back to us with that. Do we have more public comment? Anyone? Okay, seeing none, we're moving into the first agenda item. That is the agenda item on the Diversity Inclusion Task Force Community Awards Report. So I will report that we are looking at doing our first awards in October. We are looking for venues, so all suggestions are welcome. And yeah, it can be now or it can be another time. Uh, and that's pretty much the report for now. Does anyone want to add anything?
I wanted to make a suggestion. I am not on the subcommittee. I don't know where you're going. But it might be a little more to the point, not to call it an award, which really sounds a little officious, but rather to call it recognition. I mean, a riff on the biblical statement, let he who is without sin throw the first bouquet. I think maybe recognition is a more inclusive, warmer. Yeah,
Did you just quote the Bible? I love you. Oh my God, I love you. That's so great.
actually, the biblical statement is let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
I was gonna say, I thought there was a stone in there. Okay. So any other comments, ideas? Okay. Let's now move to community engagement. This covers all the events. So I will ask Ruben to start
Well, yeah, happy
his
to.
event.
Yeah, happy to talk about Juneteenth and then segue into a great celebration coming up. It is the end of summer, but I think we rocked off the summer for probably what was probably our biggest and most exciting Juneteenth event. This is our fourth time putting it together, and I know Howie's online. Thank you, Howie, for helping co-chair it with me. But it was just a fabulous event and a beautiful day. We had this amazing 18-person band. Mayor Fredericks came out. Noah Griffin was part of the band. Annette Harris obviously came out to speak. We had the Buffalo Soldiers. And, I think the big thing this time is word sort of spread. So it was a pretty community engaging event where we got other organizations from throughout Marin. We had Play Marin from Marin City, getting games for the kids. We had, MV Free having a booth from Mill Valley. We had some great poetry, fun games, good food, Ethiopian coffee ceremony, and it was really terrific. And a lot of the local businesses stepped up, like Sam's gave a nice place for our musicians to relax on a very hot day. And just want to take this opportunity to thank for the support of the celebration, City of Tiburon, City of Belvedere, Belvedere Community Foundation, Tiburon Peninsula Foundation, and I don't know if you guys met Melanie, but she's been terrific from the chamber to help out. And if I forgot someone, my apologies, but it was just a great event and appreciate everyone coming on out. And it's sort of been a good event that sort of started. It's a great way to kick off the summer. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I want to take a moment to thank Ruben and Howie. I was at the event, as was Assemblymember Damon Connolly, who spoke. We both spoke, and it was amazing. Everybody was having fun, and people stayed really late this year, and that was really nice to see. So thank you very much to everyone who worked on it, and it was fabulous.
And on that note, we're ready to rock and roll for another great celebration. Tiburon sort of becoming I think a beacon of celebrating our differences and sort of becoming a leader, I think, in Marin County. And on that note, we have Diwali celebration coming up Saturday, November 2nd from 2 to 5 p.m. and co-chairing it in the spirit of inclusivity, like we did with the Asian American Festival, is someone who's also from Marin, but not from Tiburon. We have Archie Chata from Novato, who has amazing experience in event planning. She helped plan the last one with Tina and I, and I think she's going to share a few things on this coming event, just to get everybody excited about what's going to be just, I think, a lot of fun for everyone in the community.
I'm just going to keep this very brief to first thank you all for creating the space and the opportunity, and really the leadership of folks like Tina and Ruben who have invited us to be here. Really, thank you. We did the event in 2022. It was off the charts. Awesome. People have been definitely asking for this event to come back. So I thank you again for allowing us to come back, and we hope to add in a couple little extras this year. I've brought a plate of actually diyas, and this will be one of the activities that we'll have kids doing. They won't be metal like this, they'll be clay diyas in their more traditional format, but we'll have lots of hands-on activities this year. We've got lots of live music performances, both by traditional Indian musicians as well from all around the Bay Area, as well as highlights from Jazz Mafia as well, who are going to be using some of their jazz music and interpreting some of the Indian and South Asian music for us that day. We have all sorts of local community groups that are going to be helping us with some of our volunteer needs. That's going to be the National Charity League as well as the National League of Young Men. So I'm very excited to really offer an opportunity for a lot of the other kids in our community to get involved. The event itself is from 2 to 5 p.m. It is free to the public, and it's a concept of just dancing in the street. There will be no stage. There will be a group of musicians traveling all around from Salt and Pepper area all the way towards Yema. And one of my goals was to start with my friend Darla, who owns the mercantile shop, to just drop this off. And I thought it'd be a nice gesture to drop off this, as well as a poster to all of the different stores on Main Street, to have them not only, of course, participate and bring their stores onto the out, but also make sure that they invite everyone to attend. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's amazing. I would love one of those posters if you have an extra.
Absolutely. Ruben
Yeah,
will be
that's
making,
amazing.
yeah, a stack of them.
Yeah, I love it. I love that everything. It's
Thank
really
you. I appreciate that. Any other questions?
I would just like to add a thank you for all of your leadership in organizing this, both in 2022 and again in 2024.
Thanks,
So we
Anna.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Any other questions? Thank you. And if I may, I'm just gonna.
Oh, so sweet. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
That's not, I can't accept any gifts from a public
Oh my gosh,
service.
that's so sweet.
Thank you. It's not real. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yay. You are so sweet. Thank you. That's so beautiful. Wow. So nice. I have a little-
Oh, my life.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Excuse me, Chair, before we move on, I just wanted to
Yes.
recognize Holly. She has her hand raised online.
Okay, Howie.
Hi.
Your
Hi,
hand. Please go ahead.
Hi. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you all. Ruben, you did an amazing job putting together the Juneteenth event. So thank you for that. Thank you all for everything that you do. I just wanted to say that I would be really honored, and it would be fun to potentially do the award/recognition event at Yema. So I heard you asking about venues, Holly, and I just wanted to see if you guys might be interested in potentially doing it at Yema, and then we can, of course, talk about, how and all of that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Okay, we will talk more about that. Okay, I did not take public comment, so I'm going to do that now. If there's any public comment on community engagement. Okay. I mean, that was kind of like public comment, so I kind of thought about it maybe. Okay, so is there anything more on Diwali? Do people want to talk more? It's so exciting.
Oh, Holly, sorry. For Diwali, if we can also just get a poster, that would be great. Thank you.
Poster, okay.
And I'll just ask, are there any needs for additional community volunteers?
We're working through that right now. I think we just had an internal meeting. So, well, yes.
Okay, to be posted. Thank you.
Great. So I will cover the Jewish Cultural Festival very briefly. It was fantastic. And does anyone have anything more they want to say about it? Okay. I heard very amazing feedback, and that people had a lot of fun and ate a lot of food and really enjoyed it. So now we're moving to town staffing. Is there any public comment? I'm not seeing any, and that is Tina.
Thank you. So as you recall, we have been working with Bias Sync to provide training to 3 parts of the town. One is the police department, as Karen reported on. 2 is the elected and appointed officials. And 3rd, Greg, I believe, will provide an update on the staff, but I'd like to update you all on the participation by the elected and appointed officials. We communicated in July about the possibility for participating in a 2-hour training session and assessment that's related to that. We have some participation so far. We're planning to continue to leave that open for other appointed and elected officials to participate in, I believe, through November. And everyone who has not completed it yet will be receiving an email reminder to go ahead and do so. And happy to discuss or answer any questions about that as well.
Okay, do we have questions about that? I know that it came out in July and a lot of people wanted more time. So we thought about extending the time so that people could, you know, get back into town and read their emails and do their bias sync training. So, any more discussion on that? Anybody? Okay,
Chair, we do have a public comment online. I'd like
perfect.
to reopen it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I will recognize Chuck.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks, Lee. This is Chuck Hornbrook. I'm chair of the Parks, Open Space and Trails Commission. And I just wanted to give you guys kudos for that. I did do the BioSync training and I thought it was fantastic. It was really kind of the first kind of diversity training that I've experienced that was aimed at treating everyone as equals and trying to think about in terms of everyone's has their implicit biases and how it goes through it. In fact, I was so enthusiastic about it. I wanted my son to use it as well. So I just want to give you guys props for that. I've actually taken the link and forwarded it to other people in Marin and elsewhere as an example of a fantastic training that is really, again, just its goal is not to make people feel guilty and feel bad. It's like we all have these things in our lives. And I just thought it was really well done. So thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing how many of my other colleagues, including the town council, have done the training. It's not that it's 2 hours and it's pretty easy to do. So again, kudos to you guys. I did my training back in early August. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Do we have any more comments? Anybody? Tina, please.
Just thank you, Chuck, for taking the training and for the feedback as well. Hopefully it will continue to motivate others to participate. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, hearing none, we have come to the end of our meeting, and do I hear a motion for adjournment? Or Alice could just adjourn us?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, do we have a second? A second?
Second.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, guys. Okay, so all those in favor, aye. Any oppositions? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you for a wonderful meeting.
Fascinating.